The Woody Lynch Show.
I'm not going to say this is as big as the Christmas AI special. I'm not going to say that. I'm not even going to say it's in the same stratosphere as our Bigfoot interview, which is breaking charts, and I've been contacted by several news organizations for behind the scenes. It's how we landed that interview. Can't tell you that. Might catch it on the Netflix documentary when it comes out in a few years, but I can't tell you who's kind of looking at covering the story that we did. This episode may not be that big as those episodes. It may not. Even as big as a Cupid interview we did last Valentine's Day episode, which was amazing that we pulled off that mythological interview. This episode's pretty stellar though, not gonna lie. We have another song out. I know you were asking, why are you doing that? I'll tell you a little bit in a little bit. And we've got some updates happening in the marketing tech world of Media Squatch that I'm going to look a little frustrated. But yeah, I'll air it out for this episode. Just get content, get the content out there. That's what I'm going to do. Let's get past this intro so I can vent. Anyone else out there, let me break it down. Maybe as a small business owner, let me start with that level. And then even further down, if you're in the marketing world of small business or social media or anything like that, anybody else feel like you're running marathons every single week now? Like that Monday gets here and you're running full speed first thing about like 9:15 in the morning, and it does not let up till maybe Friday around 5:30, maybe. I mean, there used to be waves, I would say, in my field at least, in the marketing agency, videography, whatever morphed content creation thing. It would be waves. Like you would kind of, a budget, clients' budgets or businesses' budgets, they would kind of know what they were January, February, and then you would, kind of plan out, then you would kind of ride it up, go up, then around summertime, kind of slow down a little bit. Everybody goes on vacation, kind of goes up again, fall, winter goes down. It has been nonstop since sometime last year. That's no joke. It used to be kind of down seasons, and now I'm seeing there's just no down season anymore. Like I remember during COVID, my business kind of shifted and I started doing a lot of live streams for companies because, they couldn't have in-person events and I had the equipment. And then my business sort of morphed into doing a lot of live streams. I mean, there were times I was doing 3, 4, 5 a week and I felt like I was running around everywhere and it was busy. But those were like one-off jobs, meaning that like I'd go, live stream it, go home. There was really not a lot of prep. I mean, there was some kind of pre-production, but it's so small that it didn't take up a ton of time. But then now, like my heart has always been more into marketing, advertising, content creation. And I love doing videos for people, but I'm morphing Media Squatch in that direction. And this field, there is no real downtime. I'm finding from now, based off my time as communications director back in the day, like I said, there were trends and waves. Now it is non-stop. Like this week and last week have been absolutely crazy. I can't explain it. As a small business owner, you're always kind of like, man, do I need to hire? I feel like I could hire 3 people and still be swamped. And just go on less vacations because, you got bigger payroll then. I'm not. But yeah, it's just been absolutely really busy lately. But in that busyness, I am finding a lot of new workflows and avenues. So I really can't complain. I said I was going to vent this episode, but I think it just dawned on me that maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Isn't that funny how that works? You get angry and then you say something out loud. That's why you got to manifest stuff, everybody. Listen, that's why you got to say it out loud. Like when you pray and when you talk and when you do, like it actually has to leave your mouth in the verbal sense and and get in the air and get out there. Because I just did that and I'm starting to think, I'm like, man, it's been crazy. I've been trying to, but in that I have found several new tools to help my workflow. And yeah, so let me talk to you about, let's step one, marketing. Let's start in the Media Squatch marketing update for mid-March when this March fit. I'm recording it on a Saturday because it's beautiful outside. And my lovely wife is down there doing her live show. She does live shows on Poshmark, by the way. Congratulations on that. She's beautiful. She does a great job. She loves doing that. I don't understand it. For the first time in like a tech sense, I really don't. She was trying to explain to me how she runs a show and how she lists stuff. And I am actually like, is this what I sound like when I'm trying to describe like a podcast or a logo or something? Because I'm like, yeah, honey, sure thing. That's wonderful. Yeah. And then she goes and does it. It's amazing. She does an amazing job. Proud of her. So in the marketing world, Media Squatch this week, lately, we have been really, as an agency, going more towards running ads, creating ads, and managing clients' ad buys, social media accounts in a sense, and doing that as our primary business. And by that, I mean ad creation. Yeah, we still do some live action video shoots, but it's mainly just like digital assets, like graphic ads, motion ads, audio ads. I have not filmed an actual live action commercial for quite some time. I know I'm due for one with several clients that we've come up with ideas that we want to do. But it's kind of funny how over the last ever since the rebrand, so I would say about 3-4 months, our primary business has shifted. And now we're kind of focusing on more Google ads, AdWords. We do a lot of TikTok ads, which get a lot of impressions, but you really can't isolate them or narrow them down to a local area. They're more broad, which is if you have a wide service area like the whole state, it's fine. But to kind of get into your area, it's a little bit more difficult. So we're kind of doing Facebook ads. We've run, oh my good Lord, the amount my Facebook ad spend the last month is kind of shocking. That's not all mine. That's clients' money, but it's been really fun to kind of transition the business into more of a, like I said the word agency a ton, but to an agency where we're working mostly remote with people. We're still local, absolutely local. I love that, and that's our business, But what we're doing locally is we're doing it remotely, if that makes sense. So even though we are focusing on local businesses and our studio is in Bedford and all of our businesses are kind of in a 40, 50 mile radius, what we do for them has been completely digital, which is kind of amazing. So you're a local business doing local advertising in an isolated area, but it's all digital. It's all social media. It's all on these big platforms. Well, some of it. We're all advertising on some local streaming stations. I'll get to that in a minute. But for the most part, we're just implementing ads for people, keeping track of their budget, creating quicker ads, because back in the day, you would do a commercial and you would run that TV commercial for 10 years, right? It would run all the time. Everybody would see it and they'd see how they've been running that commercial forever. Well, now my philosophy, at least, and you may absolutely disagree with me, I think you have to churn and burn through it, right? So like you let something run for like about, I don't know, in between 1 to 3 months, and then it's about time to switch it up. And that's kind of what I love. I love the churn and burn content. I used to back in the day want to put a lot of time and effort into everything and run it and to let it marinate. Nope, not now. It is, the attention span is not there. And it's no sense in spending so much work, so much time on this whatever when you're going to get a couple hundred views and then somebody's going to want the next thing. So for us, it's been really, especially for our car dealers and HVAC dealer, to create quicker content, like have something coming out right at the beginning of the month, at the end of the last month, to start advertising and just really get it out there. But obviously quality and fun and attention getting. And then with Facebook ads, we've been contacted by several companies just to run or implement an ad strategy. That's a good word. I like that word. I was going to say policy, but it's not policy. We don't do policy here. We do strategy. To do a strategy for them for events. So we'll make like a cool little Facebook ad, add some motion to it, really kind of work through the text, make sure it does the call to actions there, help the client out, link to whatever they want, and we run their ads. And so the dilemma that I was running into was I know Facebook has its ad manager. That's fine. That's fine. It's just very, very kind of overwhelming, right? Like if you got a lot going on, it's just a lot happening on that screen. So I've been kind of looking for a platform to help me manage multiple clients, multiple platforms for multiple ads. And I found it. And it's wonderful. So now all I have to do, I have to set the client up. I have a dashboard. I switch to them. Then you can tie in like the Facebook ads, TikTok ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, AdWords, all of that's in there. That you place the ad for them in this console. It is magnificent. You can look at reports, budgets, the traffic to the website if you have analytics set up. It's been fantastic. So in the busyness of trying to kind of like growing and having multiple clients and then realizing like, well, wait a minute, this is really our spreadsheet is expanding, and finding a solution that helps you increase your workflow is fantastic in an organized way. That's always important because that translates to me to client efficiency. So like for a client, the last thing they need is they're giving you 20, 30, 40,000 a month to spend, and you're disorganized and chaos in the background. Nobody needs that because that means you're just not utilizing their funds. You're not thinking it through. And for me, it's very important. It's one of the things that it keeps me up at night, and that I want to make sure is my spreadsheets and my spends are all kind of on point in the platforms. Because at any given time, we'll have on some months 10 ads running on Facebook, a couple ads on TikTok, and multiple Google AdWords campaigns at the same time. So it's like you've got to kind of track each one, make sure each one, all that stuff, and multiple businesses. So you just want to make sure you're organized in the background so that when they write that check, like they know that like you're divvying it up and you're not just hitting like go and then spending money. So it's been kind of good. I think I was going to vent this episode. I don't think I'm going to vent. It's been a huge blessing to find that platform. Man. Yeah. All right. So it's been a great week. It's been a great week. It's been a great season of business. And we got a new client we're bringing on. I believe they're starting April the 1st. I'm pretty excited about. It's in a brand new field that I have. I do not have any, I would say, in-depth, long-term marketing experience with, so I'm excited. I always find joy in diving into new businesses because it's like all of a sudden you're a new employee, and you're just kind of like in discovery mode for this business. You're like, man, I'm learning this. And this is going to be kind of fun because I've never done it before. Well, I've done a little bit, but not enough to really kind of dive into it. So this was good. This is going to be one of those ones where we have an ongoing marketing relationship, a good retainer, so that we can kind of long-term fit into their plan, get to know them. We're kind of their offshoot. They're outsourced, in-house, whatever you want to call it, marketing team, and we kind of facilitate a lot of stuff. So I'm excited, super excited about that. Everybody else is going well. 'Tis the season. People are starting to go spring break, go to the beach. So you reach out for clients, and some of them take a little while to get back to you. The month of March and April and May and June, because they're all on vacations, and you're sitting here like, I need to go on a trip. But I think we're going to do that. I think we are going to activate that mode, go on trip mode next week. I need one. I need for me, a trip is not just honestly to get away because you work a lot. I work a lot because I choose to, and I love it. So make no mistake, I'm not complaining because I am blessed with work, and I get to do what I love to do every day. And I get to do it for myself and my family and small business owners. So it's like, I'm not, you're helping people, you're doing it for yourself. I wouldn't want to do anything else. I mean that. Even though it's busy and crazy, there's nothing else I want to do. So for me, and wanting to go on a trip. It's more like I just need some more inspiration, because when you're paid for your thoughts, strategies, ideas, and any given day you're sending out 3 or 4 scripts, writing them. Thank God you got AI to kind of help you now, but you don't want to rely on that all the time, because the wording is not conversational. I mean, you can train these chats, GPTs, and all that stuff to kind of talk like you, but there's a missing element. I don't care how good they get. The image creation is fantastic. Sora is going to be amazing, but there's still that missing, and you know it as a human. You can look at it and you can just kind of feel it. And so I really do try. So if we do posting, which you have to in your workflow now, if you have multiple clients and you have a small crew, there's no way you could come up with like 1,000% organic, authentic Facebook post. And I don't know that you should. I mean, I don't know that you should sit there and spend 2 weeks, stressing over every word you go put on social media when people are just scroll happy, right? But a trip really for me is more to kind of recharge my creativity for people. It kind of reminds you like, all right, this is why I work hard. I get to go out and have fun and see some sights and spend some time with my wife, and it's wonderful that way. And reminds you like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I got to pad that bank account. But on the other part, it's like I like seeing advertising and methods outside of my hometown, because I'm in my hometown and I do some of those efforts. Then you see other efforts and you're like, okay, you kind of get the vibe. But like, I always come back with, especially when we travel to Disney World in Orlando, and some of their commercials. And then when you go on vacation, some of the best advertising that I used to think was the worst, but now I don't. I'm actually a huge fan, and actually a lot of mine has transitioned to that, is vacation advertising. And when you go on vacation and like the cheesy commercials for the restaurants, the loud billboards, all of the ads just trying to grab your attention to come get that delicious seafood buffet for $50 and to come down to the t-shirt whirl or wings or whatever, or the 50 pizza places by the beach. That advertising, they have to be loud and get their message out, because competition is so fierce. In one season, you could be out of business. Like if you miss a beat and you miss the surge of the crowd, that's it for you. Right? Like you're done. So for me, I love when I go on a trip, like I love actually watching the local television just so that I can see some of the commercials. And then I come back, like I went on one trip to, where did we stay? I think it was somewhere in Florida, because they have the best, because they are off the hook. They are unhinged. Like Florida, y'all are built different. Like, and it's wonderful. And I'm kind of jealous sometimes. So I'm like, man, that's amazing. But I was a couple car commercials where I came back with some of the same, like I was like, okay, I like that they did that I haven't seen that done in this area. I would like to do that. So that's what I did. And then even driving down, I say car dealers a lot because I do multiple car dealer stuff. So for me, it's kind of like I'm always on the lookout at car dealerships. Like, what are they doing? They have a mascot, or all that good stuff. So yeah, a trip is really to recharge my creative battery, because people really do. Every time you get a text message, a phone call, or an email, it's usually for your opinion, thoughts, or strategy on something. So you're always kind of thinking. And I know that sounds weird. You're like, what? That's so stupid to say, but like, please follow me a little bit. Like, you really are, your brain hurts by the end of the day, because you're not just doing a task. Like, you're actually searching and imagining ideas and thoughts. You're not just doing a task, which those are important. You have to do those too. And everybody that does them, just bless you. But like, I have found in my field, to constantly generate ideas can be taxing. And you do need that kind of mellow time to kind of recharge, watch what energizes you. I love watching old animation. It's my thing. I love sitting down watching cartoons from the 40s, specifically, but the 40s was pretty good. 30s, 40s, 50s, the rubber hose animation. I don't know what it is. I didn't grow up during that time. I wasn't born then. I just love, something about it. It's got a beat to me. And just like another thing that calms me and gives me kind of like is reggae music. I cannot explain it. Like it has a rhythm to me. It has a rhythm that I felt like it just kind of like, okay, it kind of calms my thinking, it steadies it, and then I'm able to kind of organize thoughts. So if I find that I'm kind of chaotic, I usually listen to reggae, and that kind of puts a beat down in my head. I'm like, okay. And then like if I'm losing, like, man, I'm just not energized, I'll watch like the old Popeye not commercials, cartoon, old Mickey Mouse stuff, like some of the OG stuff that's on Disney Plus. I love. Yeah, Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny from the 40s. That was great. All that stuff, the old school animation. It just, it sticks with me. Late at night, though, I do transition sometimes. While I love that, I do need to watch the old school Twilight Zone. I love to look at that show and the steadiness of the storytelling. Now, not every show was a classic. Not every episode, excuse me. But that show steadily, yeah. And the quality of that, if you look now, it's like, how in the world did they film this stuff in the 50s and 60s before HD cameras and all that stuff? And the quality looks absolutely insane to me. I know that's such a small little whatever, but while you're watching it, I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh my God, that looks so clear to me. How did they do that? And then sometimes my stuff looks like junk, right? So yeah. So wow, well, what a great week after all. You go into it, I'm a vent, kind of frustrated. And then you start thinking like, no, I've actually gotten a new platform that has helped me. I booked a trip for us, a little short getaway to Williamsburg to recharge my batteries. I'm blessed to be able to do that. And then I'll come back energized and ready to go. So that's a positive. We released another song this week. It's a huge plus. You're going to hear it at the end of this episode. You're welcome ahead of time. Man, what a great thing. And I guess the only frustration I can really keep saying is that, so we have a streaming platform that we broadcast to, and I'm transitioning that platform into more of a broadcasting on platform that does not particularly create content, but just houses our content. And I do that because I want other people to feel free to submit their content on this platform. I do not want them to feel like that it is a Woody platform, or it is a Media Squatch platform, or it is something that only we have control over. Therefore, no, it's like if an organization wants their content on this platform, I want them to feel free to do so. So that's why it's important for me for Grove Street FM. I need for that to be a local thing, not a strictly Media Squatch thing. I mean, we'll run ads on it for you, but that's why we've opened up our podcasting. You don't have to even record the podcast at the studio. You can just send us episodes. We'll host it for you. We insert some ads. We put it in the platform. We make it available to the community. And just like the addition of the Morning Jam and Doc Rock Radio, they do that somewhere else. They don't come to our studios in Bedford and do that. They do that. We have the feed. They send us the episodes after the day. We house it. We make a good platform that's easy to use, and it's a very good collaboration amongst local creators, right? Because not all creators are on TikTok or YouTube. Some of us are local. Everybody, some of us create for our community, and it doesn't go viral, and that's okay. That's okay. It's wonderful sometimes, actually. So yeah, Grove Street FM is sort of like going through a period of time where I'm really trying to get away from even some of the podcasts that we do, because the podcasts technically on that platform are done as marketing avenues for the businesses. And so Media Squatch is in charge of those. Like, we're in charge of the marketing part. We do the marketing, and then we broadcast on Grove Street FM. So if you're, out there and kind of in the area, the business structure or whatever, that's the avenue that we're taking. And I'm happy about that. It has helped me mentally to stay organized. But I want other organizations in our area or wherever to utilize this platform, and we all kind of collaborate with our strengths. Like, I love marketing, graphics. I love animation. Clearly, the app is going through an animation surge right now. So if you don't like animated characters, I apologize ahead of time. But the only frustration I have is that, we're on version 3.5 now of the app, which when I say 3.5, people are like, oh, it's only 3.5. Listen, every point, right, is an update. Okay. So, I mean, there have been point 1, point 2, point 3. Like, so we're at 3.5 now that, especially on Apple, that's available now. The hang up is on Google. They used to approve apps overnight. I would submit an app update for Apple and Google at the same time. And sometimes it would take a couple days for Apple. The roles were reversed this time. I have 3.5 sitting out there. It's a big update. We added album art to the Morning Jams live feed, their Doc Rock. So now when you listen to them in the morning, you can actually see the song that's playing as album art, which was huge. It's not just a play button. It's good for that. We've got a couple other little enhancements, speed updates, on demand, some in-house podcasting hosting in the app. I might start transitioning to that, get away from, because I have a podcast host that inserts ads, and we were uploading a couple of episodes of a particular show and our shows, and then they got published, they were going, and this particular host decided to just delete them. And they said that it was against something of their policy, which is fine. It wasn't anything bad, y'all. But without any warning, they just deleted the episodes. And so that was particularly good thing I had backups. But that was aggravating because, I mean, you're sitting there and like, you host this stuff and then all of a sudden, like I get you taking it off your platform and not allowing it to broadcast, but to delete it without any like, hey, download your files first, is a little discerning. It's a little like, I don't like that. Don't particularly like that. So, yeah. So we're we're just moving, shaking, y'all. I'm not going to get in the thick of the forest talking about all the ins and outs. Just know there's a lot going on behind the scenes. This is a lot. I know everybody's going through a lot though. You're just the only one. Sometimes I have a little pity party. I'm like, oh, I'm so busy. Everybody's busy. Everybody's slammed right now. You can just look and you feel the energy. Walk down the street, you can just tell that person got a lot going on. That person got something on their mind. You see the post online. You see like, they got a lot going on. This is their platformed event. Blah, 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 blah. And for those people that feel that way, boy, do I have a new song for you to listen to mellow you out. Everybody, we have released our very first Bigfoot song. That's right. It's a song about Bigfoot. Now listen, I'm not a great lyricist, person who writes lyrics. Not at all. I'm going to be completely transparent with you. I love kind of working with AI on this stuff, getting a prompt, working through it, customizing the lyrics, going through it that way. I don't sit here with a notepad with a guitar on the beach at night or on the lake, on the banks of a lake, and write a song and cry about it, which is great if you can. That's true talent. My talent is like, I want to write a fun song about this. Let's get it started, Otis. And then me and Otis write it, and we're like, okay, let me fine tune it. I want to add a little bit of this. I want to massage the messaging. Then I find somebody to sing it for me because I cannot sing. Horrible. But I have fun with it, y'all. And it's all about content. It's all about standing out in the marketing world. So I know you're thinking, like, you hear, like, what in the world have they released? What are they doing? I thought they did ads. Well, in today's world, you have to stand out. And we create content for customers. What are commercials? They're basically content. And we have to create our own content in order to stand out in a very crowded field. There are a ton of agencies, social media management companies, and each one has their strength, style, and avenues in which they operate. Mine, I want to have fun. And I want to have a blast on not every project. We don't need to be crazy on every project, but here and there, I got to get out there, y'all. So yeah, it's about standing out. So that's why I do this stuff. That's why it's like I love doing an animated commercial. Then I love releasing a song about OBX or Bigfoot. And, people kind of like it just, they know what they're getting when they hire you. And maybe down the road, one of y'all big brands out there, y'all want something crazy done, like a Diet Mountain Dew commercial? You know who to call, right? So listen, here's a debut of Bigfoot, Forever Roaming, the new single released by Media Squatch. And here's another thing, a little bit more housekeeping before I release this awesome song. I am housing everything under Media Squatch from now on, right? There's reasons for that I can tell you in about wherever, but I'm housing everything under that. So any content I release from now on is going under that Media Squatch, Media Squatch. Say it 1,000 times. And then you're saying, well, why is the show called The Woody Land Show? Well, The Woody Land Show is created by Media Squatch. And the reason that you name your podcast something different is it really does help with your search engine, website, stuff like that. You don't want like Media Squatch podcast. Media Squatch, it just comes you just kind of dilute your main, I don't want to say branding, but you really do want it to be a subset. And the podcast is not all about Media Squatch stuff. So I can't really say nobody wants to hear that stuff all the time for me. I'm not that good. I can't do that. I have to have fun. This is my show, but under that business. So if you're confused or you weren't confused and now you are, you're welcome. So here's the song, debut song, Bigfoot, Forever Roaming. I think this lovely singer did a wonderful job. It's got a good beat. It's laid back. You listen to this and OBX, Fun in the Sun. All right, listen to this song and we'll be right back.
In the heart of the forest where the tall pines sway, there's a legend roaming through the night and day. Bigfoot's his name, elusive and wild. We'd feel like thunder. He roams. Bigfoot, oh, where do you roam? In the shadows of the forest, you make your home. Bigfoot, a mystical sight. In the rhythm of nature, you dance to the night. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. With eyes like fireflies and far dark and deep, Bigfoot's the keeper of the secrets we keep. In the whispers of the wind, his story is told. A mystical creature, forever Bigfoot, oh, where do you roam? In the shadows of the forest, you make your home. Bigfoot, a mystical sight. In the rhythm of nature, you dance to the night. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Some say you're just a myth, a tale of the past, but in the hearts of believers, you're forever lost. With each footprint you leave, a mystery unfold. In the heart of wilderness, you rule the world. Bigfoot, oh, where do you roam? In the shadows of the forest, you make your home. Bigfoot, a mystical sign. In the rhythm of nature, you dance to the night. Oh, yeah. So if you wander deep where the trees stand tall, listen closely, you might hear his call. Bigfoot, the guardian of a nature song, forever dancing, forever strong.
How many of you want to sit on a sandy bank right now, sandy beach, just jam to these tunes, right? That would actually turned out pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Like, sometimes I feel bad for these singers when I send them a song. I'm like, can you do this about Bigfoot? I know that your songs are usually charity based and you do this and it's got this. Can you do about Bigfoot? Or listen, I'm going to write a song about OBX and seagulls. Can you do that? Can you professionally sing that without laughing the whole time? But listen, some of these, they're turned out pretty good, right? Like, that one's got a good beat. And I could see that one being at the end, during the end credits of a child's animated movie. No joke. Think about it. Like it's been a movie about Bigfoot finding his way in life and realizing that he doesn't need to be a celebrity and he doesn't need to be on social media. He doesn't need to be known around the world, that it's his family that matters and his home and it deep in the forest. That's all that truly matters. You imagine that animated movie, then all of a sudden this song coming on. Oh my gosh. Maybe Otis and I need to start writing that movie script. Let me get on that.
And that's a wrap, folks.